Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fame Finder. Today, we've got a bombshell story that's causing a massive stir across the media. Last night, a fiery exchange took place on the Graham Norton show, one that's left many people talking. Actor Colin Farrell launched a shocking and aggressive verbal attack on Meghan Markle, openly questioning the very existence of her children, Archie and Lilibet, who she shares with Prince Harry. This unexpected moment stunned not only the audience but the other celebrity guests on the show, leaving everyone speechless. So, what exactly went down? Meghan was on the popular BBC talk show to promote her new podcast, Archetypes, discussing her hopes and aspirations for the project with Graham Norton. Everything seemed to be going smoothly, until Colin Farrell, who was also a guest, suddenly turned the conversation into a heated confrontation. Out of nowhere, he launched into a tirade, questioning Meghan's credibility as a mother and even going so far as to imply that her children might not be real. Yes, you heard that right. Graham Norton, who's usually known for keeping things lighthearted and fun, looked visibly shocked as Colin took aim at Meghan with pointed accusations. Guests like Julianne Moore and James McAvoy sat in stunned silence, clearly caught off guard by the intense moment unfolding before them. The atmosphere shifted drastically, and what was supposed to be a fun, light-hearted segment quickly spiraled into one of the most controversial moments in recent talk show history. Let's break down what happened. After Graham finished chatting with Meghan about her podcast, he casually turned to Colin Farrell and asked, "So, Colin, anything to add about Meghan's interview so far?" What came next was nothing short of jaw-dropping. Colin responded, "As a matter of fact, I do have some serious doubts and questions I'd like Meghan to address." Meghan, keeping her composure, smiled lightly and replied, "Well, I'm happy to discuss and try to address any concerns." Little did she know what was coming. Colin, brash and unapologetic, fired off. "Let's start with the biggest question on everyone's minds. Do your children, Archie and Lilibet, even actually exist? Because no one has seen any real, verifiable proof that they are truly alive, except for a few curated photos you've released." The studio went dead silent. Meghan, visibly taken aback by the audacious accusation, was clearly caught off guard, but Colin wasn't finished. He continued, "It's been over 2 years since Archie was born, and yet not a single independent photograph of him has surfaced apart from the heavily staged ones you approve. And Lilibet? She's never been seen by the public at all, despite being almost a year old. Doesn't that seem a little strange to you? How can people believe these children are real when you keep them so hidden away?" At this point, Graham Norton attempted to regain control, interjecting with, "Now hold on a minute, Colin. Let's not make unfounded accusations." But Colin wasn't backing down. "No, Graham," he insisted. "These are valid questions people have, and she needs to directly answer them." Colin then turned back to Meghan and delivered the question that left everyone on edge. "So, Meghan, what is the real truth? Are Archie and Lilibet just elaborate hoaxes? Or do you actually have children stashed away somewhere that no one is allowed to see?" Meghan, clearly shaken but maintaining her composure, responded, "Colin, I'm surprised and saddened you feel the need to attack me and insinuate such hurtful untruths. Of course, Archie and Lilibet are real, wonderful children. But for privacy and safety reasons, we don't share their images publicly." Colin, seemingly unimpressed, shot back, "That's a non-answer and doesn't prove anything. You could be lying for all we know." By this point, the tension in the studio was palpable. Julianne Moore, clearly trying to defuse the situation, spoke up, saying, "I think we should move the conversation to a more positive space." But Colin wasn't ready to let it go. He continued, "It seems mighty suspicious that your supposedly real children, who would be in line for the throne, have been kept so secretly hidden away. Are you afraid if people actually saw them, it would raise questions about your credibility and your relationship with the royal family?" This time, Prince Harry, who had been sitting quietly in the audience, could no longer stay silent. He stood up abruptly and addressed Colin directly, his voice full of anger. "How dare you launch such vile, unsubstantiated attacks against my wife and family's character? You have no right to question our parenting or demand private images of our children. I suggest you apologize immediately." The studio was in absolute shock at this point. Colin, momentarily startled by Harry's outburst, glared up at him but still remained defiant. "I'm just asking questions people want answers to," he replied. If they have nothing to hide, they should be able to prove these children exist. Graham Norton, clearly flustered and trying to salvage the situation, quickly said, I think at this point we need to take a commercial break. But just before the broadcast cut to ads, Harry was seen storming off the set, while Meghan sat frozen in her seat, her polite smile gone, replaced by a look of shock and hurt. When the show returned from break, Graham addressed the audience directly, offering an apology for the unexpected turn of events. Let me be clear, he said. The accusations made during that exchange were completely unacceptable and unwarranted. Colin has since left the building. Meghan, regaining her composure, also addressed the incident, saying, Thank you, Graham. While it's understandable that people may be curious, attacking someone's character or parenting is simply wrong. All Harry and I have ever done is try to protect our children's privacy in an era where social media makes that increasingly difficult. In the hours following the broadcast, the incident exploded across news cycles and social media, with many expressing outrage at Colin Farrell's behavior. Supporters of Harry and Meghan called it a cruel and unnecessary attack. Yet some of the couple's more vocal critics felt Colin had raised points worth addressing. Colin himself released a public apology the next day through his publicist, admitting that his actions were unacceptable and inexcusable. He expressed regret for crossing a line, but some felt that his statement didn't fully address the larger doubts he had helped to amplify. Now, what do you think? Was Colin's attack justified, or did he take things too far? Should Meghan and Harry have to answer these types of questions? We'd love to hear your thoughts, so be sure to leave a comment below. And as always, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the drama, don't forget to subscribe to Fame Finder, hit that like button, and share your thoughts with us. Stay tuned for more breaking stories and fascinating insights. We've got plenty more coming your way.